Unlock the secrets of the pyramids. For centuries, scholars believed in a laborious construction process involving enslaved people, ropes, and ramps. But what if there's more to the story? Explore the groundbreaking theory that challenges conventional wisdom, suggesting the use of advanced technology, the superconducting highward firestone to defy gravity. Welcome to a journey that questions the mysteries of the pyramids and introduces a radical perspective on their construction. Pyramids Secret, Fire-Begotten Marvels revealed. The construction of the pyramids had long been a subject of fascination for scholars and laypeople alike. The conventional wisdom posits that the process involved the laborious efforts of hundreds of thousands of slaves who used ropes and ramps over an extended period to painstakingly move thousands of massive sandstone blocks, each weighing multiple tons, to great heights with a high degree of precision. However, this theory is not plausible. Constructing an inclined plane to the apex of the Great Pyramid with a gradient of 110 would have necessitated the creation of a ramp approximately 4,800 feet long, with a volume 3 times greater than that of the pyramid itself. It is more reasonable to assume that the pyramids were built using advanced technology, specifically the superconducting highward firestone, a sacred anti-gravitational material known as the Shemana, which was produced at the Mount Cerebit Temple of Hathor. The word pyramid is derived from the Greek term pyr, which means fire, hence pyre and pyro. In effect, the pyramids were fire-begotten. The pyramids of Giza, namely the tombs of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, have long puzzled historians and archaeologists. Despite extensive investigations of the internal and underground chambers and passages, these colossal structures have discovered no bodily remains. This begs the question of where the bodies of these Old Kingdom pharaohs might be located. Pharaoh's Transcendent Chamber Secrets Unveiled. According to the age-old tradition, the builders of the Great Pyramid placed instruments of iron and arms which rust not, and glass which might be bended and yet not broken, and strange spells, in the secret repository of the king's chamber. However, the 9th century Caliph Al-Mamun explorers found only a lidless, hollowed granite coffer containing a layer of a mysterious powdery substance. This substance is believed to be the powder from the highward firestone. The powder substance is composed of feldspar and mica, both minerals of the aluminum silicate group. It also contains aluminum and silica, which were revealed by analysis of a granular sample. Standard laboratory testing is done by striking a sample with a DC arc for 15 seconds at a sun surface heat of 5500 centigrade. However, continuing the burn time way beyond the standard testing procedure revealed the noble metals the substance contained. The king's chamber, once sealed, was ingeniously designed as a superconductor that had the ability to transport the pharaoh to another dimension of space-time through the Meissner field, which is a body's polar magnetic aura. According to the Book of the Dead, the pharaoh's rite of passage was conducted here, facilitated by the question, "What is it, Mana?" An inscription near the entrance to the king's chamber defines this passage, and it reads pretty simply, "Bread." This hieroglyphic symbol is the only verifiable hieroglyph on the Giza Plateau. Moses' covenant, Egyptian influence revealed. It is unmistakable that the 10 Commandments said to have been verbally conveyed to Moses by God upon the mountain were in fact ordinances directly extracted from the Egyptian tradition. They were not new codes of conduct invented for the Israelites, but were newly stated versions of the ancient pharaonic confessions from spell number 125 in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. For example, the confession, "I have not killed," was translated to the degree, "Thou shalt not kill." "I have not stolen" became "Thou shalt not steal." "I have not told lies" became "Thou shalt not bear false witness," and so on. The aspects of the Sinai sequence that bore no relation to the Egyptian code were the introductory statements by Jehovah, wherein he supposedly announced, "I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children onto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me." Such remarks are indicative of the Bible writer's awareness that theirs was a God of wrath and vengeance, and by including such judgmental pronouncements in the text, the temple authorities of the 6th century BC were enabled to subject the rank and file to subservience, with the priests being the authorized bridges between Jehovah and the people. By virtue of this, the people were strategically brought under the rule of the priests, whose individual communication rights with Jehovah were beyond challenge. Genesis told us that before Moses, the patriarchs worshipped their god El Shaddai at outdoor altars with no grand temples. Moses revolutionized the Israelite priesthood by introducing a newly defined system based on the Egyptian model. The first temple was the portable tabernacle of the congregation, constructed at Sinai. Moses also introduced the Ark of the Covenant, a processional coffer to house the writings of the law following the Egyptian tradition. Aten to Adon, divine evolution. It is evident that the generations of Israelites, while in Egypt, assimilated the practices of that land, including the form of godly veneration that was prevalent there. Situated in the eastern Nile Delta and associated with the Aten cult of Zam, Avaris, Pi-Ramesses, Aten was the natural godhead for the Israelite families at the time of the Exodus led by Moses. The only distinguishing factor was the variation in the spelling of the name as to them. Aten was Adon, a word that is commonly translated as Lord in English Bibles. The Israelites retained the use of the name Amen, which was previously used by the Egyptian state god, even after transposing their prayers to suit the Hebrew doctrine. This was because they were not allowed to say the name Jehovah. The use of Amen at the end of prayers persisted and was upheld to be akin to the Mesopotamian word Hayim, which meant so be it. It is doubtful that the Israelites would have changed their allegiance from Aten to Jehovah upon arriving at the Hathor temple in Sinai. This is because Aten was perceived to be without presence and Jehovah was barely known to them at that time. Instead, they would have confidently expected to meet the Lord of the mountain, the priest in charge of the temple, and address him as Adonai, my Lord. Clearly, it was this description, Lord of the mountain, which was misinterpreted by the Old Testament writers many centuries later, for they knew that the God of Abraham had been called precisely that. As we know in the Hebrew Bible, he is called El Shaddai, which is the equivalent of his Sumerian name Elu Kurgal, Great Mountain Lord. Divine names, cult evolution, power dynamics. In transcribing the story of the Israelites in Sinai to suit the growing cult of Jehovah, which was powerfully prevalent after the Babylonian captivity when the Old Testament books were compiled, the scribes endeavored to remain consistent in their godly portrayals. But they still referred independently to Elo, El Shaddai, Jehovah, and Adon, while in later translations, these various names were related simply as God and Lord, especially in the emergent Christian tradition. The Sinai sequence includes introductory statements by Jehovah which supposedly announce, "I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me." These remarks indicate that the Bible writers saw their God as wrathful and vengeful. By including such judgmental pronouncements in the text, the temple authorities were able to subject the rank and file to subservience, with the priests acting as authorized bridges between Jehovah and the people. The same process was repeated by Christian popes and bishops in later times. Prior to the time of Moses, there was no Israelite priesthood and there were no Israelite temples. They worshipped their god El Shaddai at outdoor stone altars, where they made offerings of drink and oil and performed pagan sacrifices. But with Moses came the concept of a newly defined Israelite priesthood based upon the Egyptian model, and their first temple was the portable tabernacle of the congregation constructed at Sinai. As we delve deeper into the enigma of the pyramids, we confront unanswered questions about their construction, the mysterious powder found in the king's chamber, and the ancient traditions that influenced the Israelites in Sinai. Did the builders possess knowledge beyond our understanding? Join us in unraveling the secrets of the pyramids, questioning history, and rethinking the narratives that have shaped our understanding of the past. Remember to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us what you think. Until next time.